Hello, welcome to another video. I'm super excited to show you all of the camping gear that I use, from sleeping to the kitchen and all of that good stuff. So let's get to it. When I go camping, I am very luxurious because I know what it's like to go backpacking, and then versus camping, there's so many more things that you're able to bring on these trips, and so I make it the most comfortable that I can. So I'll go into more detail about that. This is my camping tent. This is the Eureka, oh my gosh, Copper Canyon LX4. It is pretty heavy. It's 19 pounds, and I believe it sleeps LX4. It sleeps 4 people. I don't know if you can tell if I come a little closer here. So this is the one where it's not quite a dome. It goes a lot higher, and so you're not having to climb down into your tent. Like, you literally just walk into the tent. This is a really great tent. It's not too hard to set it up, and it just has a ton of space. I absolutely love this tent. I would say that's the main perk about it, is that you don't have to duck down into the tent. You just it's like a door. You just walk into the tent. So that's a good one if you're looking for a tent. I actually got this one at the REI garage sale, or I guess the REI garage store that's in somewhere in LA. So definitely check that out if you've never been there, and if you live in California, that's where I got that one. Pretty good deal there. This is the sleeping pad that I use, or it's not a sleeping pad, it's actually an inflatable mattress that I also use for my car camper. It's actually designed to fit my car camper, but I also use it for camping. It's super easy. If you're going camping, like, this is the luxury of going camping, is like you can take so many more items than you can instead of when you're backpacking. So you just plug this into your car, and it's so easy. This one has been really great. I've had this for a couple years now, and it's done a great job. Honestly, when I go camping, I bring blankets. So I might be a little crazy, but I have these designated blankets in my garage. It's just my camping blankets. Like, I can get them dirty. It's not a big deal. And then of course I wash them, wrap them back up in a bag, and then store them in my garage, and those are just designated for camping. And then also, if it's gonna be super cold, I will always use my sleeping bag from REI, just because this is the thing that will probably keep you the warmest. So it really just depends on the weather of where you're going, and if you're gonna be warm enough with just blankets, go for it. If you need something a little bit more, take your sleeping bag. Definitely worth it. Also, something that, I don't know, might be going against the grain, but I usually bring just like my pillows from my bed. I don't have designated camping pillows yet, maybe in the near future. But I'll just change the case on the outside, wash it when I get home, and it's just the way that I sleep the most comfortable. I have inflatable pillows, but if I have the space, I'm definitely bringing the pillows on my bed. So if it's one of your first times camping, I definitely, you don't have to go invest in inflatable pillows that are $40+ or however much they are. Just use the things that you have. If you really love camping, then you can invest in more of the gear. For a light source, I will always use some sort of lantern, and these are really nice because they come with little things here, so you could have like stick a carabiner on here and then hang them from like a tree, or hang them in your tent for extra light, or just kind of leave them around the campsite if you're gonna leave it on like on the table or something like that. These are good to have. And I always have my headlamp with me whenever I do anything outdoors, camping, backpacking. If you haven't used a headlamp before, it is an absolute game changer. It doesn't matter if you look weird wearing something on your head. It's so worth it. It frees up your hands. You're able to see everything in front of you, and it's just an amazing invention, so I am all for it. Usually a lot of the campsites will have picnic tables, and so a lot of times you don't have to bring your own. However, on the special occasion that you don't, or if you're going beach camping, this is an amazing table. It is Logo Brands round table. There's a picture of it. This is such, like, look how small this is. Like, it's just a great thing to have. It's so nice. It could literally just like fit under, like, it's so small. And I've used this a bunch of times for a beach day or beach camping, things like that. And it comes in handy because lugging out a huge white table, you know which white tables I'm talking about, the foldable ones, those ones are still pretty heavy, and so this can take some weight off and take some less space. So I definitely recommend something like this. I believe I got this from Dick's Sporting Goods. I finally did it. I finally invested in the Kelty Love Seat. I have been looking at this love seat for so long, and it's pretty pricey, and so I would just tell myself, oh, like, you don't need it, just wait till it goes on sale, and whatever my thing was. And it went a long while without using it, and I actually haven't used it yet. So I will definitely be going on a camping trip probably early next year. It's kind of coming out of camping season at this point, but I will show you guys how I use it and what I think about it. So far, trying it out just at home, it is amazing, and I think it's going to be worth the investment. Otherwise, if I don't have this, depending on how much space I have, I'll bring just like a little foldable chair that's nice around the fire, or like just your traditional foldable chairs. Like, they could be as cheap as like $5 at Walmart, or Dick's Sporting Goods has pretty cheap ones too. So there's definitely options when it comes to chairs, and I'm super excited to try this baby out. Just to do a little recap, the essentials that you're gonna need for camping would be your tent, your sleeping bag, some sort of sleeping pad or inflatable mattress, your pillow, some sort of light source, so either a headlamp or lanterns, and what else? A table if you want it, and if the campsite doesn't have it, and then your chair. Now I want to get into what I use for my outdoor kitchen. So I have two types of stoves. I have this small, very portable stove. It looks like this. I've definitely used it a ton of times. This flips over, and that's where you put the pot on there. And then if you open this part, that's where you have the butane. Super simple to use. You just flip the notch, and then there's another notch to actually light the fire. And then I have another stove that I use for camping as well. This one is definitely a lot more hefty. This is a dual stove, and so it has two stove tops in one, which definitely comes in handy, especially if you're cooking for a lot of people at once. And this one, you can either use the propane for that, or you can use the butane that comes like this. And I believe these can be found at Walmart for sure. This one can. This one I got at just like a little Asian market near my house, and they're pretty cheap and it lasts a long time as well. Something else that I use that I'm a huge fan of is the Jetboil, and the Jetboil will use this type of propane, and you just screw the Jetboil on. I only use water in my Jetboil, so if I'm cooking anything else, I'll definitely use my stovetop. In terms of the things that I cook with, I actually replaced my pots and pans a couple years ago, and so I just use those old ones for camping, and the ones that I got new, I use them in the home. If this isn't an option for you, you can just find some cheap ones. Even at like the thrift store, they have a bunch of different like old pans. I mean, just make sure it's a good one, that it's clean and whatnot, but really you can use almost anything when it comes to that. It doesn't have to be super expensive at all. So besides all of the cookware that you're going to need, you're also going to need all of the stuff to eat. So whether that's bowls, plates, utensils, like a mug if you want to have something warm at night, you want to keep whatever liquid hot, you can bring something like that. Just like kind of those little things that you need to think about. Or foil is a good one to have whenever you're gonna store your food, or like plastic bags and things like that. Definitely come in handy and is essential when you're going camping. And just like I use pots and pans from the home that I was going to get rid of, I also do the same for like my cooking ware. So I'll get tongs and things to mix, and I have like a knife set and stuff like that. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys is this Gatorade container that comes in handy when, especially if you're dry camping, and dry camping is just when you don't have running water at your campsite. And sometimes even when there is running water, it's not necessarily next to your campsite. Like you'd have to walk however long to get there. And so this is a good way. Fill it up either before you leave or also when you get there if there is running water. And you can use it to wash your hands. You can fill it with, or even to cook if you want to boil some water or whatever it is. This has come in big handy for sure. A hatchet is also something that comes in handy if you are either looking for wood outside that has already fallen down and you're able, and it's dry enough to even burn. You can use this. And then also if you're trying to split wood that you already have, make it into smaller pieces, this definitely comes in handy for that. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I'll be posting a bunch of videos about me going on camping trips, backpacking. I love triathlon training, and so stay tuned for more.